Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to introduce fishing for people who never fished before. So that's basically what this video is kind of targeted for. So yeah, stay tuned. So I went to Walmart and I picked this up. This is a Shakespeare ultralight rod. This rod is only 4 feet 6 inches, fairly small. Ultralight is the key word here. So the first fish we're going to catch is some panfish, which are basically sunfish, crappie, yellow perch, white perch. That's the category of panfish. And we are going to use this pole. So if you go out looking for a pole like this, you want something that says ultralight, featherlight, or even light. And when you do get a pole like this, you're going to find it has some zip ties here, which are holding the reel on. Get rid of that. And I have a pair of toenail clippers, which comes in handy for cutting the line and for cutting a zip tie I just did. This is a very big pair that I got on Amazon, and it's stainless steel. Comes in handy for cutting line. So this is a spinning rod, and when you get this pole, you're going to have to put the line through all these little eyelets of the rod here. Doing that's pretty simple. All you got to do is take the line, run it underneath the bale. This is called the bale, which opens and closes. And when we go to the pond, I'll show you how to cast. And you want the line to go into the bale like this. See how it goes through this guide right here? So you want it to go through that first. And you can see how, you can tell it's working because when I pull it, you see how the spool is spinning. So you know you're right when you see that. And then we're going to go through all the eyelets. Just like so, one at a time. This line is it's a clear line, so it makes it a little bit harder to see. Usually on my rods I use high vis line, which makes it just easier for me to see it. And this rod actually came with the line already on it. Okay, so I got it through all the eyelets. Okay, and like I mentioned, this rod came with the line already on it, so it's basically ready to fish, except for the fact that you're going to add a hook and a bobber to it, that's what we're going to do next. So now that we have the line on it, got some bobbers. And we got some hooks. This is a number 6 hook. And again, I bought this at Walmart. I think this was $1.97. There's 10 hooks in here. And I'm going to show you how to tie it on. I'm going to put it through the eyelet of the hook, like so. Okay? And then I'm going to spin it like this. And I am going to spin this, we'll say 8 times. Then I'm going to take the tag end of the line and I'm going to put it through the loop that's right at the eye. And I'm going to hold it, and it's just a matter of pulling it tight like this, just like so, and it should look like that. And I have a pair of toenail clippers, just stainless steel, and I'm going to cut the end off here, the tag end of it. So now it looks like that. Just like that. Then I'm going to take the bobber. These bobbers have weights on them. That's the weight right there. So the weighted part of the bobber is facing down. And what I mean by facing down, the hook is going to be in the water. This bobber is going to be floating like this. So this is down at the bottom. See how it has these little barb things on it? See it? One there and one on this side. You just push them down. And that's how the line is going to be attached to the bobber. There's one, see? See how I went into it like that? And so usually what I do to get the top one, I make a little loop like this. I just open, and I just get it inside the little hook thing. Just like that. How it's in. And it should look like that when you're done. There's the hook. Okay, so now once you get that all set, and bobber on and the hook on, you can take the hook itself and put it on the very first eye, like this, and then you can reel it in. And it should look like this. So now you're all set to transport this. So now the next step is we're going to take our worms, which I also bought at Walmart. What's nice about these types of worms is they're small. So when you're catching smaller fish and using smaller lines, smaller rods, smaller bobber, you catch smaller fish, but you can also have you have a better hook ratio, meaning you're able to catch more of the smaller fish. If you had a setup where the hook was a lot bigger and you were using a bait that's a lot bigger, the sunfish and smaller fish tend to peck at the bait and take the bait off the hook, and you're not going to catch them. With this small setup like this and with these small worms, we're going to catch them. So yeah, so now we're basically ready to go to the pond. Let's do that next. So hey, we're at the pond, and it's important if you're fishing for the first time to actually pick a location that doesn't have so many trees and bushes around, because you know, casting for the first time, it's likely that you're going to end up in a tree. So pick a spot, not like this one. I'm in this spot here just because of it's calmer here, and I cast well, so I feel confident that I'm not going to get stuck in a tree. But you fishing for the first time should pick a spot that doesn't have any of these obstacles in your way. So while the rod's still set up like this, it's in the same setup it was when we left the house. We're going to practice casting. Actually, you know what? First thing is how to hold the rod. I don't know if you can see how I'm holding it. It's in between here. And the rod sits down like this. This is how you hold the spinning rod. And this finger is free because this is the finger you're going to grab the line with. But before we do any of that, we're going to practice just casting the pole. And how we practice the casting the pole is simple. We're gonna do a side arm first. Just like that. When you stop the cast, you're gonna be pointing in the direction you want the bobbin to go. So you want to target it that way. I'm gonna stop right there. Stop. Stop. And before you cast, you always want to look behind you. Make sure no one's behind you because you don't want to hook somebody or snag something back here. So just practice doing that. Okay, that's the whole motion you're going to do. Side on. Also, I'd like to mention too, this pole is set up for right-handed. I am a right-handed person, so I cast with my right hand. If you are a left-handed person, then what you can do is you can undo this nut here in the reel, and if you take this nut off, this handle can be put on this side, and then you can take this and turn this into a rod that you use with your left hand. But we're going to do it today in the right hand because I'm right-handed. So the next thing I want you to do is undo the hook off the eye. So now it's like this. And you're going to hold the pole just like this with your finger on the line, okay? And then you're going to open the bale. Okay? When the bale is open, when you let your finger go, watch what happens. Okay? Then you can reel it in. And to reel it in, you want to close the bale and reel it in. Okay? We'll do it again. And you want to also, when you're reeling it in, you want the bale to be in this line. You see where it's up right here? You want it to be just like that. Then I'm going to grab it with my finger again. Open the bale. And I'm going to let go. Okay? Reel it in. Now grab it with my finger. Open the bale. Let it go. Close the bale. Reel it in. So now you have to get a timing involved where just as you get ready, when you point the rod, you let go, you release it with your finger. Okay? You don't release the rod, you hold on to the rod, but you just release the finger and it will go out. Okay? Finger on the line, open the bale. And that is a perfect cast. I think the depth's pretty good. Reel it in. And when you reel it in, you want it probably that far away from the tip of the rod. What is that, 5 inches or so? Okay, same thing. Open the bale, finger on the line, and just as I get right here, I'm going to release the line. Close the bale, reel it in. Again, one more time. You can just practice on aiming it and getting it right where you point it every time. So now we're going to actually put some bait on it. So you mind if you guys are on YouTube?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
So today I'm also fishing with my 2 boys.
Oh, hi.
Okay, so for some of you, you might want to look away now. So I am going to put the worm on the hook. And I usually put it on in the middle. just like so. And I usually keep some wipes on me to get rid of all the dirt. So now I got bait on. Now we're ready to catch a fish. And how you know you're catching or if there is a fish attracted to the bobber, you'll actually see the bobber starting to move. And when the bobber goes underwater, there's actual fish on it. If you don't get a bite pretty soon, I mean, I would wait 2 minutes or so. Sunfish are pretty quick. So if you're not getting anything, don't be afraid to move and try a different spot. Okay? Seems to be a pretty good spot. Oh, he's already on it. Yay! I actually got one. To show you. Here he comes, boom! And this is the prize. All that work and effort for this. When you grab a sunfish, you notice how it has these little spikes? So you want to grab him like this. So you want to grab him from the head first and then hold those spikes down so you don't get spiked. And see how I hooked them? I'm going to remove the hook the same way it came in. Just like that. Put this down. And here is your first fish. So we're going to let him go. See you later, buddy. And there he goes. So I am going to end the video on that. End it on actually catching a fish. So thanks for watching my video, and bye.